Hey everyone, it's Stephanie. Just wanted to get you a little bit of information about Nearpod. I know you were looking forward to not hearing my voice, but here we are. So Nearpod, I'm going to be using Screencast-O-Matic, which is another resource I wanted to highlight real quick to record my screen. So another resource you might want to try out. But Nearpod is great because it has a lot of lessons that you can use in your own or some that you can find in the library. Library's right here. Find everything for any different category of teaching. So a really nice job that they've done there. So I'm going to go into making one for the design process. Started out just real easy, grab some backgrounds off of Slide Carnival, which is real easy. If you've taken Matt May's course, you know about Slide Carnival, but great because very easy for me. Makes it look interesting, but I'm not doing as much work. I got my target in here, and then I can make sure that I have my video. Video does look a little bit different because it's embedded within the program. So let me show you how that looks. So I went to add-on. You will need to get your add-on. It is unlocked. It was locked at one point, but it's not anymore. And open Nearpod. My Nearpod tab will pop up and you'll be able to see all the different options that we have for Nearpod. So if my computer worked, there we go. So allows us to do some videos, open-ended questions for kids to kind of give all their information. What do they think a design is? What is the design process? And then that's going to end day one. Now, I have enough information in here that is going to take a while just because of the videos and the questions and things. So I'm doing one long slide presentation that will be about 20-minute sections, and they can decide whether they want to continue or resume at a later time. It's kind of up to them. Now, I will see their progress because of the questions. I'll be able to see where they stopped and where they started. Another option that they have is the draw it. So I have my design process and I ask the kids to tell me which circle the ones that they think would have hit more than once. Like when you're making concepts, they're going to circle that one because that you're going to make a lot of concepts. So kind of neat. They can draw on things. And then I'm going to go through and record audio for this next section. Now, the bad thing is when I click on audio, it tells me that I need to upload it. So it does not do this automatically. You may have to use, in my case, I'm using voice memos because I'm on a Mac. That's a nice option. If you're using a different, I don't know how it works in Google, sorry, Matt, but that might be an option for you as well. So I'm going to go through and just kind of give kids a little audio on each one of those slides that will play. And that will, again, will take the another 20 minutes. So then we're going to be watching another video, and this is pretty cool about food takeout. It's all computerized. So they're going to get to take a poll whether or not they would like it or not. And then this is my favorite where they will actually collaborate. So they're going to be sharing an idea of new technology that they would benefit others, and then they're going to post that to the board, and then other people can comment, and it's just going to be a big collaboration thing. So that will be really cool since they're not able to collaborate at this point. Again, they're done with day 3. Then it goes into web content, so they can actually access a separate website through my video, or my presentation. So they can go through, watch some videos, and then I have open-ended questions again so that I can see what they've learned. Still working on it. This is kind of where I'm at right now. You can see that there's a lot of different things. You can take a virtual field trip. So VR is an option if you're doing some Aztec temples that you want to learn about, so they can take a field trip and actually virtually see one. There's also the Nearpod 3D, which will have, again, your Aztec temple that you can look at. You can preview it and see what it would look like and kind of virtually turn it around so they can see. So kind of something neat, a little bit different. You could do PDF viewers, some polls, some quizzes, simulations. If you are interested, you can do some physics, some math. There we go. So we can do some area things, a lot of different things that they're going to be able to actually use, much like the stuff that we're doing for iReady. Um, I've not gotten a chance to see some of this other stuff here. This is going to be student paced is not supported anyhow, but it's going to be able to allow them to go from one answer to another and kind of climb up into more difficult. And that's an option for you. So there's a lot of stuff that you can use. This little video on how to use the add-on is really great, and it's a lot shorter than me. So if you want to skip me altogether and go to that, that's fine. It's just quick. When I go back here, I'm going to save my changes. This is the one that I took off of the library, so I can run a live lesson if I had my classroom with me, so I can use this later. It's not going to be gone forever. And then there's student paced, which we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to hit student pace is going to give me a code. Great thing about this is I can send it right to my Google Classroom and my Remind, and I can also email it. So all of these things that we're trying to make sure our kids know that it's out there, it's real easy to do. And then you can set how many days that you want it to adjust the how long they have to watch it. It's totally up to you. You can change the days. That's not a problem. So there's the code. And I'm going to go to a live lesson so you can kind of see what it looks like. The student code that is for uh, there, I'm going to go to student view. That's for the students in the classroom. All right, so this is what the kids are going to see as they go through the introduction, what they're going to be doing. You can do this for everyone in a classroom. If everybody had their devices open, they could be watching it. I'm going to do this device only, and they would watch the video. Then there's the questions. And I did skip the video, by the way. So next thing goes in, this is where they're going to be able to write, highlight, draw, whatever they're going to do, which will be sent to me. Videos will play just like normal. You can see everything just running like normal. Food takeout. This is where they're going to get a poll. Sure, would love to do that. And you can see how now, because I'm running this, it's going to be a little bit different. Switch teacher view. And again, this is, I can't show you. Now, this is if you wanted to approve before, so the kids will be able to share thoughts. And it pops up. So that's kind of cool. Everybody can see each other's things. They can like it or whatever. All right, again, this will take them to the Design Squad video. Let me switch to student view again. And it'll open up their web page, and it'll take them right to the videos and things that are for the kids. So it's a great opportunity for kids to kind of go through, kind of play around with this. This is what they're going to see on their end, and be able to put posts and things. It's just a great option for kids, since we're not able to have them in the classroom. So if you have questions, let me know. We can kind of tackle this together. There are tons of resources out there for people. It just depends on what you're looking for. Hopefully this is something that you might want, you might like. So, all right, have a great day. Let me know if you need anything. Bye.